Wide angles make things dramatic. Sometimes too dramatic. It was meant to be a cute test shot. It became a valuable lesson. Keep your distance, protect your gear. APS-C shooters, Sigma has just replaced their iconic APS-C zoom, the legendary 18-35mm F1.8, and it's about time. This is the new Sigma 17-40mm F1.8 DC Art for APS-C mirrorless cameras. It keeps that fast, constant f1.8 aperture while adding a broader zoom range, modernized build, updated optics, and a native mirrorless design, made for today's hybrid creators. It's priced at $919 and is available for L-mount, Fujifilm X, Canon RF, and of course, Sony E-mount, which is the version I'll be testing today, paired with Sony's flagship APS-C body, the A6700. Premium build with Sigma Art Series craftsmanship. Available for E-mount, L-mount, Fujifilm X, and Canon RF. 67mm filter thread. Internal zoom. 28 cm to infinity focus throw. Dual AFL buttons and an AF/MF switch. Aperture ring with click and lock functions. Paddle-shaped locking hood included. Dust, splash, water and oil-resistant coating. A 11-blade rounded diaphragm. Part of Sigma's Art series. It's purpose-built for APS-C sensors as shown by the heavy vignetting on a full-frame output. However, you can still use it on full-frame cameras in crop mode without any issues. Let's see what it can do. On a 26-megapixel APS-C sensor, sharpness at 17mm wide open is excellent in the center with strong contrast. The corners are a little softer but clean up nicely by f2.8. As expected, diffraction kicks in past f11. Push it out to 40mm and sharpness is solid across the entire frame, even wide open, which is exactly what you want in a fast zoom like this. As expected, diffraction kicks in past f11. Now, like a lot of fast zooms, this lens depends on in-camera corrections to handle distortion and vignetting. Turn those off and at 17mm you will see some barrel distortion, which evens out around 25mm and shifts to pin cushion at 40mm. Thankfully, it's linear and super easy to clean up in post. Vignetting is also present at f1.8 across the range. Most noticeable at the wide end, but it's much better by f5.6. Honestly, just leave the lens corrections on in camera or fix it in post. It's nothing you can't deal with. And in Lightroom, here's a quick tweak you can use to sort it out. Point it straight at a light source and you will get a tiny bit of flare. But it's super well controlled. Nothing that's gonna ruin a shot. And those 11 blades in the aperture, they give you some gorgeous crisp sun stars when you close it down. You do get a bit of longitudinal chromatic aberration at f1.8, magenta up front, green in the background, particularly noticeable at 40mm, but stop it down and it fades fast, totally cleaned up by f5.6. The lateral chromatic aberration is handled really well though, no significant problems there. This lens can produce a fair amount of background blur, with bokeh that's decent, not outstanding but not distracting either. Some outlining and a bit of busy texture show up in the blur, and bokeh vignetting or cat's eye effect gets pretty noticeable at 40mm. But the 11 blade aperture does keep those highlights nice and round as you stop down. At 17mm, thanks to that f1.8 aperture, you can still get some separation, like you saw in the opening shot. It focuses down to 28cm, delivering a maximum magnification ratio of 1 to 4.8 at 40mm. That said, image quality at this distance wide open is pretty rough, soft with noticeable loss of detail. Things start to clean up around f2.8 and get more usable from there. Interestingly, it performs a little better at the wider end than it does at 40mm for close-ups. The autofocus here is driven by a high-response linear actuator motor, Sigma's latest tech from last year, and it's rock solid. It's fast, accurate and super quiet. In video mode, focus transitions are smooth with no noticeable pulsing or hesitation. At 17mm there's a small amount of focus breathing, but by the time you get to 40mm it's virtually non-existent. Smart move by Sigma, since it's usually the longer end where focus breathing tends to be more noticeable. This lens isn't fully parfocal, but it's pretty close. In a pinch, you could probably get away with it. I tested it by toggling the physical switch to manual focus, setting focus at 17mm and then zooming in. While the focus did shift slightly, it wasn't a huge deviation. This lens is a dream on a gimbal. Internal zoom means no balance shift, hence no rebalancing. And considering it's an f1.8 constant aperture zoom, it's surprisingly compact and light for this purpose. This is one of the most capable fast zooms you can get right now. Great autofocus, constant f1.8, versatile range, and mirrorless native. It takes over from the old 18 to 35 as the new fast zoom to beat for crop sensors. And if you're after something more compact and lightweight, the 18 to 50mm f2.8 is out there. But it's not f1.8, and this sits in a class of its own. My only gripe? No optical stabilization, which would have been perfect for cameras like the A6700 without IBIS.